Hey everybody, and it's time to do the review here on my Xbox Series S. As you can see here, my system actually has the little 1 TB SSD card built in, which is great. I do recommend this card. I do wish it was cheaper, but I do recommend this card. There are a lot of other choices. For example, you can, if you want, you can use these guys right here, external hard drives. And in my case, I tend to now buy these guys right here. SSDs, these little micro ones are actually pretty good. This one's an older one. It's going to be for my computer, so I can get a little better performance. I have two others that are about a gig a piece in terms of their speed for both the Series S and the PS4. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. As you can see, I have a lot of fun with this system, and it's just been really great. The games have been wonderful, and there's so much to talk about. And I mean, just look at it. It's pretty cool. I mean, just to see the stuff right there on the back. I don't know if it's focusing or not, but you can just make out the writing. Hello from Seattle, Xbox, and it's pretty sleek. I mean, I have no problem putting this anywhere, and I can definitely see where you can just like stick this in a backpack and you can get going. So there's that. Yeah, my Xbox. And while I do wish I had a PS5, although from what I hear, those might be becoming more available, but I'm probably going to have to wait until like, February, March, just to get my hands on one. And it'll probably be a good idea because, they'll have more bugs out. And maybe even a Series X. But right now, this is good for me because this really was one of my targets for the Xbox because I knew this would help me out. I could buy all my games for it. It'd be digital, it'd be cheaper, and it's been great. Yes, I do recommend this right here. 250 bucks basically, but it does let you play all stuff. Like I said, you can use those other hard drives for like the older stuff. I would recommend mostly have a really fast SSD to, offset because you're not going to be using, things like right here with the velocity architecture and stuff because that makes many of these games really incredible. And the quick resume features and all of that stuff, it's been so good. And quick resume has been great. And it works for more than just, like a couple of games. So, yes, pet my Xbox. Okay, let's get on. Okay, so first off, all the features they say work. The hard drive is extremely fast. And I've been putting a lot of stuff on here. And like they say, this is a Ultimate Game Pass machine. I have so many games on this now that it's not even funny. And the cool part is, with Gold, the EA, and the Ultimate, I can actually buy a lot of games, and I can also try out a lot of games. Some of them have been so good, I don't want to give them up. I've actually gone and bought them, and it's been really good. There's a couple of old ones I bought, and there's a few others I get to try things to this format that just make it better, and it's a great thing. There are 4 kinds of games. There's the XS games, for this generation. There's the original Xbox One, there's the Xbox 360, and the original Xbox. And I have all 4 on this system. In the case of the originals, I have actually, believe it or not, Psychonauts. I can't wait to start playing that. I've been so busy. On the 360 side, I have Crackdown, and I believe the game is called Helix, something like that. It's one of the free games. You can get Crackdown in the Helix game for free, believe it or not, on the system. And that's without, doing any kind of sign-up stuff. So they do give you some free games to play stuff, and you can also get demos. And there are also the other free games, but you'll need to be online to really use those. So fair warning about there. There are a couple of others you can get too, like Fallout Shelter. I don't recommend it, unfortunately. I don't know what it is, but this system does not let you use any of the microtransaction stuff. So you'll have to play really hard on that game, just straight gameplay. That's not a bad thing. I'm actually kind of excited because pretty soon they should start having the Halloween stuff coming in, and Overwatch will be doing its stuff soon too. But a lot of other games, totally fine. Even, believe it or not, add-on content and stuff for certain other games are going to work fine. I did this with Costume Quest, which is going to get reviewed again because this will be the first time I've been able to play it on something this powerful. I didn't buy it for my 1S, unfortunately, but I have been able to buy it here. And just to give you a hint on some of the other, 360 games I bought, includes not only Costume Quest and its add-on called Goblins on Ice, but also includes, believe it or not, Beyond Good and Evil HD, and I like this game, Fairy Legends of Avalon. I'm probably mispronouncing the first word. Good games, by the way. Another person has played, believe it or not, Armed and Dangerous. You can buy that on this. That game is hard to find, by the way. There's no listing in GameStop. I've tried. It's not there. So there's a lot of good backwards compatibility games. I wish there was more, but there isn't. They also have, I believe, SSX3 and SSX on Tour, the one they put on PS3 and 360. So you can play those here too. Quite a few other games. I forget how many there are. It's insane. So let's get into, the games built for the system. I have quite a few. What I was surprised to see is how good they are, and they actually match to my PS4 Pro's version. Remember, this system is targeted at 1440p resolution, which is pretty damn good. And one of the games I used to check, and I actually just switched back and forth from the same TV to try it out, was Watch Dogs Legion. It's one of the first games I bought, along with Mortal Kombat 11. And great games, by the way. The Watch Dogs Legion on this one, it loads pretty damn fast. It's actually very structurally stable. I've had no frame rate issues, believe it or not. And I've actually been able to switch over to the 60 frame rate. It's great. It also was one of the games that let me see what ray tracing was like. Oh, that was such a great feeling because there's so much realism with this system that it does there. So that's really great. And it just works so well. I was surprised, and I've had fun, and I've been playing the game on both this and my PS4 Pro, so it's great, and it lets me try stuff out. I can try on one system, and then I can come back and try on the other system, and it's been great. I've had a lot of fun. Mortal Kombat 11, the game is insanely fast now. I mean, it was already fast before, but now it feels like it just goes through everything so much faster. I can't help but feel pretty impressed by that. The lighting effects are also a lot better. Then we get to the two games that I know, for example, do actually go full 4K on the system. Because this is a 1440p machine that's still ultra high definition. And then it's upscaled to 4K like the PS4. But as we know, the PS4 Pro and the One X can actually do some 4K gaming. Not native, but they can still do some 4K gaming. And it's pretty nice to see that. And the two games in question that showed this off was Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I don't care what anybody says, that's an incredibly beautiful game. The graphics there are actually incredibly complicated. I mean, it is pure environment that is just like breathtaking. You're like, wow, look at all that shit. It's that good. I can't say anything bad about that. So it's actually pretty surprising. And I saw that game in 4K with 60 frames. That's the limit on what my 58-inch TV does. In fact, all my TVs really have a 60 frame rate limit. Go figure. But either way, it still looks great. Now you can put this up to computer monitors and get 1080p, full 1080p, and 120 hertz resolution. So yeah, you're going to be happy. And a lot of people have actually been doing that. It's been great. The other game that I've been trying out that I've learned actually has 4K support in some form is Outriders. I was not expecting that. And it's available through Game Pass. So I've been doing that. And I already own it for my PS4 Pro. So I've been having fun there too. And yeah, this version is much more stable. The graphics are almost identical. But there's a few times on this system I was just shocked how much better things were. The frame rate is also so buttery smooth and so much better. So that's a great thing right there. And to be fair, it's just that good thing. And I've just been shocked. Another game I tried out because I wanted it was, believe it or not, Maneater. I like that game. I have it for my Switch, I have it for my PS4, and I have it here thanks to, Ultimate Game Pass. And I've already bought the DLC and stuff, and I'm having fun. It's great to play the game again, too, because I get to do so much. And it's helped so much. I mean, wow. Just wow. It's been a lot of fun. The lighting effects are now like, you can't begin to believe. And the frame rate is so smooth and incredible on that game. It blows away the PS4 version Pro, with no problem. Even the little tiny characters, which you can barely make out detail on, are now suddenly moving so smooth and crisp and clean, and it's shocking. The Switch, is probably the worst graphical version, but hey, it's a handheld version, so I'm not complaining one bit there. But for this system, I actually get into Maneater quite a bit. Then you get to, the Xbox One games. And if you know anything, there's a lot of them. For example, I have quite a few Xbox One games on this now, which include The Sims 4, Assassin's Creed Origins, I forget what else. There's a lot. But one of the games I got thanks to Game Pass was Batman Arkham Knight. Now I'm going to say this real quick. When I put The Sims 4 on this one and also tried out Assassin's Creed, they looked like my PS4 Pro versions, which is pretty much just like the One X versions. They're that good. And pure quality. I was actually shocked. In fact, The Sims 4 plays so well on this one, I'm actually shocked sometimes that this is, with the restrictions this particular system has. But again, better memory power, the velocity architecture, the SSD, this thing really works good. I rarely have issues. Now, every once in a while, for both systems, and from what I've heard with a few people with a PC, you do have to delete the game and reinstall it on some platforms in order to get everything to work. It's just, it's updated so often that it's like, what are you going to do? And it helps out. I did that once with this, and my game suddenly had a buttery smooth frame rate, better than I thought it was ever going to be, and just blew me away. And I haven't had the issues like I've had on my PS4. Because that system is literally struggling now with how big the game has gotten. And that thing was upgraded with an 2 terabyte SSD, so it's not like it's, a little pathetic system. It's actually pretty stocked. So there's that. And that's just a Sims 4. And in the case of Assassin's Creed, it was just surprising to see how good the game was. Now, I did get things to Game Pass and then bought Fallout 4 with all the details. It was on sale. And I'm happy Xbox does so many sales because it's really helped me out finding great games. And even the Game Pass. And lo and behold, I tried out Fallout 4, and I'm going to say this right now. I was shocked. I popped in Fallout 4 and I played it. The detail in the characters is so shocking. I mean, I can see like reflections in the eyes now. I don't know if it's just me, but this is a 58-inch TV at 1440p and even upscaling from a 1080p or whatever thing. Any imperfection is going to stand out like a sore freaking thumb, and sometimes they do, but you know what? I still get a better picture quality than I've gotten with anything else, so I'm not complaining. But I noticed a lot of great little details, and the frame rate on Fallout 4, even on this system, is buttery smooth. And I can tell you that even on the PS4 it's pretty good, but every once in a while, even on my PS4, I would have stutters and stuff, but I haven't had any of that here. It's been pretty impressive. I mean, I'm just shocked with how good the game was and how good the game actually runs thanks to this little sucker. And remember, these are all games that have also gone with Xbox One enhancement, so pretty nice. My only complaint with the Xbox One games comes in only one area: the games that are not enhanced for the Xbox One. And this is especially true when I talk about Batman Arkham Knight. I said I was going to get to it, and I am. Arkham Knight is one of those unfortunate games that really got hit hard by the original, like even the S and the original's power problems. Mostly the memory restriction and a few other things. I really think what they did to the one was a bad idea at start, taking so much power both for the camera and the operating system, and leaving the games with so little. I mean, one of the games was 720p on a system that should be able to handle 1080p with no problem, and some of the games do. And Batman Arkham Knight is a 900p resolution. And just to give you an idea, I actually put Arkham Knight on my PS4, my 1S, and this sucker, because I have 3 copies of the game. And let's just say that the PS4 version is still the best. However, performance-wise, this one did very good with the game, but unfortunately, graphic-wise, these two are the same. It's bad. You can actually see it pretty badly in some of the cutscenes. I mean, it's pretty bad. It's not even the full 2 million pixels. It's like, 1600, you know, 1,600,000 pixels. So not the best, but not the worst. And it affected everything. So there was that. However, I can say that on this system, it did run better and it loaded better than it ever did on any of the other stuff I have, even on that. So there is some improvements, but in graphics wise, it didn't really get much. The frame rate was already pretty stable, and I didn't see a huge frame rate improvement like I did with some of the other games. So there's one problem with that. However, when I put the 360 games in, oh yeah, you know, and I have a few that I put on the Series S because I still use it, because I have a whole bunch of games over there for my 360 that are not supported digitally by these systems. And oh wow, just oh wow. I put Costume Quest in, and I've got to start playing again. But it was a much better experience than I've had. I mean, the graphics are great. The load times are buttery smooth. You do have to re-sign in from the 360 point, and also I believe from the One X. I mean the original Xbox, but otherwise it's not that bad of a problem. It's been great. The quick resume features also for a lot of games have been great too. I don't know if it works on the one, the 360 or the original Xbox games, and I wasn't really trying because I was just completely logging out. But most of the time, if you look up in a corner of your screen, you'll actually see this little line that says quick resume function. And I've seen that with quite a few games. Not with anything online competitive, mind you, so, Overwatch, Apex, that kind of stuff, not going to happen. And I've just been so happy. I've also noticed more games are becoming XNS enhanced. Doom Eternal, Assassin's Creed Origins. No, wait, not Origins. Origins was good. I thought it was enhanced, but no, Odyssey. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, along with a couple of other Tomb Raider games. I got those for free. I've just been really happy with this system. I mean, it's just shocking. I mean, there are days I have to decide which system I'm going to play the most. Normally I pop my PS3, which you can't see off in the corner over here. I pop that in to play Costume Quest or even my original Batman Arkham Knight for my PS3 and just have some fun. I've also bought a couple of other games just to try them out on the system, like the Outer Worlds and the BioShock collection. I can't wait to try those games out. So I'll be able to see what they do too. But overall, my performance here has been shockingly good. And to know that some of the games get really enhanced and stuff has just been great. Like Outriders. Again, the frame rate was so stable. The graphics were so stable. And it loaded like that. I mean, you can't help it. And yes, unfortunately, I do recommend this if you have the money. I actually traded stuff in that I didn't need anymore, thank God. And I had so much. I'm like, damn, I have so much crap I'm not using. And I have digital copies of anyway, so it saved me a lot of money. But, you should be able to find out what you're doing. And the cool thing is, remember, these are more available in stores now. I bought this one, and I was impressed. It was the last one. However, I've gone in and asked a couple of times, and I would say 1 out of every 5 times there's one of these in a store. And I was shocked. They didn't even have a listing up on the door. But here's the thing. One time I came in, they had 2. Another time they had 1. And I've recently heard that there might have been another shipment. But the thing is, they're coming and coming and coming. And this is GameStop. I also don't see, for this, when I was in Best Buy a couple of weeks ago, the same thing I saw on the Series X and the PS5s, which was only available digitally. Guess what? This doesn't have that logo on it. You can actually potentially even buy that in Best Buy. Now I'm hearing, though, in the case of the PlayStation, I just hug her and love her. You didn't see shit. But yeah, the PS5 is becoming more available now. It makes sense. Enough time has passed. Even the scalpers are no longer charging $1,000 right now. I think that'll change by the time you get to Christmas. But hey, I'm going to buy these suckers in store. I really do want to do that. Plus, waiting this long, you are going to have revisions come in. They're going to make improvements. And from what I hear, with the all digital version, they've really done some improvements on the PS5. And this sucker is quiet, very efficient, and it's actually not that hot. And I do make sure that, as you can see here, all of the vents are actually free and clear. I want this thing to get the air that it needs. You even have another one over the hard drive right there. Makes sense too. And I can tell you that I've actually touched this thing after use. This thing gets hot. So this is a recommendation from me. If you can get one and it suits your needs, go ahead and buy it. It's actually worth it in my opinion. I've also seen more homes popping up with this system. And if you think about it, if you just want to get your kid or somebody, a system to help them out, this is a good buy because it's small, it's effective, it will come in handy, and it really does a good job. And I'm not going to complain. I've done pretty good amounts of jobs right here, and I'm really happy with it. It's really worked well, and it's so much fun and stuff. Plus, you can use your original Xbox One controllers on this sucker, so that's good. But I do prefer, the new one because of all the mapping features and stuff. And actually, it has to update occasionally my controller, which is cool. So, yeah, man, if you can get your hands on one of these, go for it. But if you want to wait for the bigger consoles, I totally understand, and I am totally for that. However, for me, personally, this is worth it. This is a good system. The PS5 is going to probably be my main system. As right now, there's no exclusives from this system. But for everything else I want to play right now, and also for all the older Xbox games, and hopefully more will come, this is going to do me very good. This is my solid. And I'm happy. And I actually can tell you that with the sound system I have in this house for my room and stuff, it's been shocking. I've had good sound, movies, games, everything through this. And I've even been able to rent movies through this. I rented Goblin Slayer's Goblin Crown and watched the movie through this. And I'm probably going to buy a couple of others just for the hell of it that are going to be a little easier to get digitally thanks to this sucker. PlayStation doesn't do that anymore. There's no movie watching store. You can still, if you bought a lot of stuff, you're still good on that, but only with that. And I think that was a terrible idea. I can't believe they did that. Go figure. But anyways, this is worth the investment. This is worth the time. If you can, if you can get it, I suggest you do it. That's my personal opinion and stuff. And I've got to get some other stuff done. Plus, I want to play some games and relax and maybe go to sleep. Yeah, even Death's got to sleep, guys. Plus, I'm planning ahead for not only Halloween, but also the 13 days of Halloween little thing I do every year. So, there's that. Like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications and stuff. And guys, have fun and happy gaming. And thank you, Xbox, for giving me this system. I really enjoyed the fact that you made it to where I could go into a store and buy it. Like and subscribe, guys. Bye.